everyone, my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm back with another one pack only build. It's been a while since I have done the last one, and the last one was for cottage living, because with these one pack only builds, I'm doing, well, like the title suggests, a build with only base game and then one expansion pack, and I'm kind of doing them in the order of them being released. So the previous one was cottage living, and then today I am doing high school years, which is for now the most recent expansion pack we got. But in a couple weeks we're getting a new one, so I'm very, very, very excited. There will be another one pack only build shortly after that one comes out. The Sims for Growing Together, that is. So I'm very excited about that. But for now, yes, we're working on a house with only base game and high school years. And I'm building on this lot that I have been avoiding with a passion because I really dislike the lighting for this lot. There is no way to get like sunlight directly hitting the front of the house. It's weird, the lighting is kind of gloomy, and I don't really like it, and I can't get my houses to look like nice lighting wise on this particular lot. But since this is, I think, the only one I haven't built anything on yet, well, that's untrue. There is, I think, a library in the downtown area that I haven't built. Like, I haven't built on that lot either. But yeah, for this one, I really wanted to build like a nice family home, kind of townhousey, but also suburban kind of looking, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I was going for, like townhouse slash suburban. And I thought this lot would be nice. It's located right by the docks as well, like right by the carnival and stuff, which I think would be really fun, because I obviously did furnish this house for a family with teenagers, so I could really see the teenagers sneak out of their bedroom and like going to the carnival at night, like secretly, stuff like that. I could really see that happen for this family as well. But yeah, so this is only base game and high school years, and I had a lot of fun with this build. I was working off of a reference photo that was like this red brick, like townhouse sort of house, I guess. So that is what I was working off of, and I think it turned out really, really cool. At first I was trying to go for blue framed windows and doors, but I let go of that idea because I couldn't really find windows that worked nicely. I didn't really like the way it looked, so I changed it to, I think, white windows, and then that one bay window in the front, I think I kept that one blue just because it's a nice feature. So that's what I went with in the end, and I think it turned out really, really nice. I used mostly base game items for the exterior of the house because we do have some like windows and doors that came with high school years. There's this one window actually that is really fun where your Sims can climb out of. I didn't use that one specifically for this house, but you'll see like the teenagers can still sneak out of the house because they have a little balcony attached to their bedroom, and then they have like a hidden away ladder type thing to kind of climb down and like sneak out that way. So I didn't use the high school years windows for this one. And I just used base game windows instead. And then other doors and windows that we got with this pack are just very like community lot type windows, or at least, well, not necessarily community lot windows, but they're very like high school windows, if that makes sense. Like you would see them on a classic high school building in my mind. And they do work on specific like residential lots as well, of course, but not necessarily the this house that I was going for, like this type of house, this style. But here in the back, you can briefly see me playing around with that little balcony and then the ladder that I think turned out really, really cute. I did get rid of that little platform or foundation area that I attached because at first I was like, I think I need like another little foundation and then staircase down for them to actually be able to like use the ladder and leave the lot, if that makes sense. But then I was building this on stream and one of my viewers was like, no, you can just place the ladder and it'll go all the way down the foundation as well. So that was a lifesaver. So I did that. And then, yeah, for the rest, I was just trying to figure out a placement for the doors and windows. And I also did the floor plan on screen this time, but the floor plan didn't take me long to figure out for this one at all. I mean, the placement of the staircase did take me forever, but I figured it out in the end, and yeah, I think it turned out really nice. So I'm just overall really happy with this build. It did not take up all of the lot. We definitely have a little bit of space left over, but I didn't want this house to be super large and spacious. So, and this lot is pretty big, so I didn't use up all the space, but I tried to fill it out with landscaping. I was just kind of looking at like the landscaping I was seeing around, like the trees and the flowers and the grass and stuff. And I was kind of just trying to mimic that to fill up the empty space, because we do have a backyard. It's not all that big, but it's a nice backyard. And like I said, I just didn't want this house and this yard to be like super spacious and luxurious. I wanted it to feel a little bit small and a little bit cramped. And so for the family living in this house, I was thinking of a family of 5 Sims. So we have 2 parents, 2 teenagers, and a little brother who is a kid. So 2 teenagers, 1 kid, and then 2 adults. That's what I was thinking for this house. And yeah, so since this is for the high school years pack, I really wanted to focus on the teenagers for the storyline, basically. So what I was thinking is they are twins, but they are like separate, or no, not separate. They are each other's opposite, is the word I'm looking for, in every single way. So there's lots of sibling rivalry going on. They don't get along well whatsoever. However, they do have to share a bedroom. So that is, yeah, definitely causing some drama and some issues in the house. There is always something going down, always some sort of drama, some sort of yelling, some sort of fighting between these 2 siblings. And they do have to share a bedroom, which is not very ideal. So you'll see that once we move on to their bedroom when we furnish it. But I was thinking that one of the teenagers is very into pastel colors, very cutesy. They're very studious. I was thinking of them as sisters, by the way, so 2 girls. One of them is very studious, cutesy, also a little bit into hair and makeup, but they're part of the chess club and they're very bright and they're very serious about their education and they really want to go to college and get good grades, and they spend a lot of their time studying. They do like to hang out with friends, but I feel like the other one is the teenager who sneaks out of the house like more frequently. The other sister is very much into black and dark and more grungy style, like decor wise, but also for their fashion, like their clothing style. More grungy, more a little bit on the goth side of things. They're not as serious about their education. They're not involved in any clubs at school either, because clubs suck. You know, like that's sort of an attitude. They don't want to have anything to do with school other than just go into their classes. But even that is a little bit too much. Like they'd rather just not. They'd rather just skip school every single day, hang out with their friends at the carnival. That is kind of the vibe that, like, they're way more on the rebellious side of things. And so like personality wise, they're each other's opposite, but also style wise, like favorite color, favorite decor, favorite fashion, why, like they're just different in every single sense of the word. And I thought that that would be very, very interesting. So as for right now, yeah, they do need to share a bedroom. It's a small bedroom. There's not a whole lot of space in there. So yeah, they're gonna have to make do with that. And it's not great. But then, yeah, that is just what it is. So I feel like the parents are most definitely making them share a bedroom, because there is ways in this house to actually renovate a little bit. For example, we have a office space downstairs that you could very easily, it's nice and spacious, you could very easily turn that one into the master bedroom, for example, and then have the 2 kids or the 2 teenagers each have their own bedrooms upstairs. There is definitely a way to do that, but yes, this family isn't doing that. They also just really need the office space downstairs, because that is where we have the desk set up with the family computer that probably one or maybe both of the parents need also for work as well. So they need that office space to be an office space. But I'm just trying to say that, like, there is a way, if things really get out of hand, to have these girls get separate bedrooms. But the parents aren't doing that because they want to teach them to get along and how to behave and like how to respect each other, and respect each other's boundaries, and just, I don't know, maybe also grow a little bit closer. And then as I was thinking about the storyline, I was thinking when these sisters get older, I do feel like they will like grow closer, become closer. You know, like they're obviously just teenagers right now. Puberty is hitting hard. We have all the hormones, all the feels, all the everything. But then once they grow a little older, I feel like they'll get closer, and I feel like their differences will kind of not matter as much anymore. And at some point I was thinking like when they're adults, they will become actually very close. But for right now, no, that is not the case. There's a lot of rivalry going on. And also that's why I was thinking, I thought it'd be fun to give them a little brother who is a child. They're probably like 8 years old. And I was definitely thinking that the little brother is a little bit of a troublemaker, because like they're also always stuck in between like the fighting siblings. The siblings probably make him pick a side all the time. And he just doesn't want to be involved with this drama. But what he does want to do is pull pranks on his sisters all the time. No one's really paying a lot of attention to him, not even his parents either, because, you know, there's always some drama going down in the house with the sisters. The parents are way too, you know, involved with the sisters and looking after them and like trying to pull them apart when they're fighting, like stuff like that. And in the meantime, no one's really keeping a close eye on the little brother, you know? So he has a lot of freedom to just pull pranks on his sisters, on his parents maybe as well. And yeah, so he's a little bit of a troublemaker in that sense of the word. And I was thinking that he's very rambunctious. He likes to go outside. We don't have the scouts in this pack or in the base game, so I couldn't make him part of the scouts. But maybe he would be interested in that as well. But most definitely he likes to play outside with his friends, just run around, you know, like that sort of thing. But he is very energetic, and he is a little bit of a troublemaker. And I thought that that would be, you know, just like a fun storyline. And then for the parents, I'm not exactly sure what they would do when it comes to their profession, their career. Someone in my chat, when I was building this house on stream, someone in my chat actually said maybe the parents can also be like polar opposites, except for them it really works. So maybe one of the parents is in a very creative career. Maybe they are like an artist, a painter, what have you. And then the other parent is in a more businessy related career. They go into the office every time, a little bit less like freedom, if that makes sense. And so like maybe they are very different in that sense as well, but for them it really works. And maybe that's why they're trying to teach their kids how to share life, basically how to, you know, respect each other, how to, you know, learn from each other as well, which is why the parents make them share a bedroom, if that makes sense. So I thought that was an interesting idea, but I didn't really give it much thought after that. So yeah, I don't really know for the parents is what I'm trying to say. I was mostly just focusing on the teenagers for this storyline, and then also the little brother. I thought that would be a really fun addition. And you know, it would also make a really fun storyline for like a Disney Channel show, if that makes sense. I thought that would be really funny. But yeah, here we have the kitchen. I totally just talked completely over the living room space, but the living room space is pretty small. We do have a nice 3-seater couch and stuff, and like a nice seating area, but the house is definitely a little bit messy. I didn't want to make it too cluttered, because whenever I do these one pack only builds, I always really like to focus on making them very gameplay friendly. So have them not be as packed full of clutter and decorations everywhere, but just make it very easy to route around the place, and maybe make some changes to the decor if there's some things that don't really fit your style or your Sims family style. Then that is definitely something you could very easily like swap out, change around, make some changes to your liking. And then because I do these one pack only builds, I always like to consider that I want them to run well also on like lower end computers maybe and laptops, because maybe you only have the base game in this one pack, and then maybe you don't have like a beast of a computer and you're just playing Sims on your laptop and you want the house to run nicely. So that's kind of what I try to consider with these ones. Of course, as I'm also trying to tell a story, sometimes, especially when it comes to, for example, the teenager's room, I kind of just let go of that idea, and I just really want to try to tell a story with the decorations and the furniture that I'm using. So that the teenager's room is most definitely a little bit more on the cluttered side, but still it's not too bad. I feel like it still makes sense. But here we have this office space that I was thinking. You could easily turn this one into a bedroom, like I said, but for now we just have a family computer in here. And then I also ended up placing an easel because we were still thinking of that storyline of one of the parents maybe being an artist. If that's not the case, then I feel like for gameplay, painting is just a really nice skill building item to have as well, like an easel. You can work on some skills that way as well, which is nice. And then we also have this one full bathroom downstairs. We only have 2 bathrooms in this house and they're both hall bathrooms. They're actually right on top of each other. A feature that I used for this house that I literally never use is to just copy and paste a room, because this bathroom is directly underneath the hall bathroom we have upstairs, and it's the same shape, the door's in the same spot. So I was like, you know what, let's make this bathroom downstairs cute and let's just literally copy it over and paste it upstairs. So that's a feature that I never use, but it was actually so freaking helpful. It was perfect because that way we just had the bathrooms done with just the click of a button, and it was just really nice. And then we're moving on to the upstairs area where we have this tiny landing where I just placed some decorations. We have a bookcase here, a nice end table with a lamp on it, and yeah, just some regular decorations. It's not too cluttered. But it still looks very like nice and lived in. I really like the darker aesthetic for this house for some reason. I wasn't really planning on going with that, but you can really see it in the kitchen. We definitely have a little bit of a darker aesthetic going on, and in the living room as well. A lot of darker wood tones, but then I did try to brighten it up with some like lighter, brighter colors as well. Because I didn't really want this to be full on goth like aesthetic, but I really liked the darker aesthetic for this townhouse type of home. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. And then I also used some exposed brick on the interior of the house. I did that here in the parents' bedroom, and then I also did it in the living room, which I thought was nice. But yeah, this is the parents' bedroom. I really was set on using only new beds, like the beds that came with the high school years pack, because I love the bedding on them so much. It was a little bit of a task to pick out a bed swatch, like a bedding swatch that would work in the master bedroom, but I feel like this one works nicely. It's pretty neutral and it brings some color into the room, and I feel like it's not too like teenagery looking, if that makes sense. So I thought this is a good one. And then for the rest, their bedroom is pretty crammed. I did place like a full-on dresser. They have a mirror and a chair and a lamp and just some little knickknacks, some decorations. But I do think this room actually turned out really cute and cozy and warm and inviting, and I don't know, I really like it. And then I think after the parents' bedroom, we're moving on to the teenagers' room. So, oh my goodness, this one was a pain because when it comes to picking out beds is what I mean. But yeah, because they're like polar opposites, and I wanted one of the beds to be very cutesy and princessy, and the other one, I wanted that one to be very black and dark and just like moody. So yeah, I ended up with going with these beds, and I feel like it makes a lot of sense. So I was also thinking that for the grungy teens area of the room, I wanted that to be a little bit more cluttered, because I was thinking that they would be very messy. Like they leave their stuff on the floor everywhere, and that would drive the other sister mad because she's very organized. She likes her stuff just, you know, like neat and put away and just organized in that sense. And the other teenager just does not care. And also for that reason, probably leaves all their stuff everywhere just to be annoying, because that is how they are. And then that drives the other sister mad, and they would have like yelling fights over that, and it would just be terrible. And then I also used this periodic table poster by their area of the room, because I thought that would make a lot of sense. I was really trying to find decorations that really reflect studying, being neat, being organized, that sort of stuff. But also they're still a teenager, so they definitely do have some like just fun, cutesy stuff. Oh, and then here I accidentally placed this bookcase, but that bookcase is actually from Discover University. I did catch it in time, and it's not on the gallery with that bookcase, but I accidentally placed that one for a second there. I did get rid of it, and I replaced it with a different little shelving unit. I think one from high school years, but you just won't see that in the speed build. And then they also have the same dresser, like they both have the same wardrobe next to each other, but they were allowed to like customize it. So they probably painted it, is what I was thinking, and like decorated it to their style, like to their liking. So they have the same wardrobe situation that they probably got like plain from IKEA, and then they were able to go ham and paint it and decorate it. I thought that would be a really fun idea to kind of reflect their different personalities that way. And then they do have a little balcony, which I thought was cute. I could place like an entire chess table up there because the studious teenager is in the chess club and they really enjoy playing chess. And then we also have a little microscope up there, or microscope, no, telescope is the word. We have that one there as well, just because it's fun. And then we also have a ladder going down for the other teenager I was thinking to sneak out and hang out with her friends at the fair, at the carnival. So I thought the balcony made a lot of sense that way, actually. And then here we have the kids' room, which is the last room that we're decorating for this house. This one is very kid friendly, if that makes sense. I used a lot of the base game children's furniture. So yeah, we just have the dinosaur wallpaper, and then for the rest, I went ham with orange and blue colors. It's very loud. It's not the most cohesive color scheme, I don't think, but I feel like it makes sense for this kid because I was trying to reflect them being very energetic and being very rambunctious and just loud in that manner, and pulling pranks all the time. I don't know. I thought for some reason that this color scheme would be fitting, so this is what I went with. And I was also thinking that they would be into dinosaurs for whatever reason, just because it's cute and they're a kid. And we definitely do have some dinosaur decorations in the base game, which is what I was working with for this one. Mostly. I was also scrolling through like high school years to see if there were some decorations that could go for kids, but I didn't really find a lot, if any. Maybe some wall decorations, but maybe not even that. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, this kid is pretty lucky in the sense that they get this full bedroom, like all for themselves. It's pretty spacious as well. So yeah, they're very lucky, but also they have a lot of toys. So it kind of makes sense that they would get a bedroom all to themselves because, you know, they need room to play and stuff as well. And then I added some more posters in here as well. Oh, and I was thinking that the grungy or grumpy teenager would be very much into guitar, like playing guitar as well, which is very annoying when the other girl is in there trying to study for a test coming up, sitting on her bed, doing her homework or whatever. And then the other teenager just starts jamming the guitar, I feel like, or like playing goth music very loudly, you know, like that sort of thing. So yes, they're just polar opposites in every way. And I thought that that would be really fun. But yeah, we're moving on to the backyard, which I really like how this one came out. We have this like sort of a tent made out of rocks and tree trunks, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm using the correct words there, but that is a debug item that came with high school years and I always forget it exists. But I thought it'd be perfect to place it here in the backyard for the kid to play with. Obviously you can't interact with it, but I just place a dollhouse in there so the kid can sit there and play. I'm not actually sure if that's functional because I forgot to playtest that, and now that I'm remembering. But it's fine. I think it will work. And otherwise you can just move the dollhouse out of there and it will still function properly. Yeah, and then we also have a little gardening area because maybe one of the parents is into gardening. So we have some gardening boxes and also the woodworking bench. And then I just try to, you know, place some extra plants and flowers and grass and stuff to kind of just tie it in with the surrounding areas. I did a little bit of terrain painting. And then I also placed a couple of lounge chairs in the backyard as well because they're nice and I feel like it makes sense. You can just do some sunbathing here in the backyard in the summertime, if you have seasons, that is. But that is basically it for this speed build, so let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I think it looks very inviting and definitely just like a family home. As much as I dislike the lighting on this lot, I really like where it's placed, basically. I just love the surrounding area. We have the water back here. We have the carnival over here. I don't know. I just really think that this location is really cute. But yeah, here we have the front of the house. We have a mailbox and an outdoor trash can over here. Also, we have a visitor, it looks like. And then over here, we have a pathway leading into the backyard. So this is where we have the play area for the little brother. Basically, we have some lounge chairs, a gardening area, and then a nice back porch with a dining table, a grill, grill and also a bench. Then when we go over here, we have the front porch also with a little bench, and then the front door leading you basically straight into the living room. We have no proper entryway space for this one, but I feel like it kind of makes sense. So you just kind of walk through the front door here. We have a coat rack, a side table to put your stuff that you have, your keys and whatnot. And then over here, we just have the living room space. So we have a couch and then an additional little beanbag chair and a fireplace with a TV over it. So it definitely feels and looks a little bit on the older, if not outdated side of things. But then there is also some more recent additions to the decor, if that makes sense. For example, the rug looks pretty new and the coffee table looks pretty new, but then the couch maybe not so much. So I liked that mixture of furniture. And then over here we have a little hallway leading into the kitchen over on this side, kitchen and dining that is. So we have a kitchen in the corner here, also nice and cluttered, but not overly so. And then here we have the 6-seater dining table. So we have space for all the Sims to sit and have family dinners, because I was thinking that would be very important to this family as well, to just have family time and family dinner. Then across from the kitchen, we have the office/hobby space. So we have a desk with a computer in here, and then an art corner on this side and another bookcase over here as well. And then in between, we have the bathroom. So this one is just a regular bathroom with a shower top combo, sink, toilet, and just some decorations. I do like the color scheme in here. I feel like it's very fresh. Then when we go upstairs, we have a little landing. It's only very small, but that's okay. And then over here, we have the parents' bedroom. Nice and bright, I feel like, definitely still with some darker details, but overall it feels very nice and bright. They have a wardrobe over here and a chair and a mirror, and overall it's just a very simply decorated bedroom. And then on this side, we have the more cluttered teenagers' room. Oh my goodness, I love how this one came out. I feel like you could really tell that these teenagers sharing this room are polar opposites. They're so different from each other, but I still try to make the room feel somewhat cohesive, if that's possible at all. So obviously this is the Studious Sims side. I swapped out that bookcase that I used from Discovery University with this one from the high school years pack, so that all makes sense now. And then here we have the more messy, grungy side of the room, which I think this is the side I vibe with the most personally. And then over on this side, they have their wardrobes, which, like I explained in the speed build, I felt like they would have decorated and like painted to their liking. And they have this balcony space where my Sim is now hanging out and playing some chess. But yeah, we have a chess table and then a ladder going down for sneaking out purposes. And then here we have the little brothers room. They're very much into bright colors, dinosaurs, and obviously toys as well. So yeah, they have a lot of toys in here, and then also a creativity table. And in between these bedrooms, we have that exact same bathroom that I just copied and pasted on the second floor. But that is basically it for this house. So here we have the house on the gallery. It only uses base game and high school years, and it comes in at just under 88,000 simoleons, so it's not super cheap, but I feel like that's okay. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and I built it on a 30x30 in Copperdale. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that is going to do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this house off the gallery. Like I just showed you, my name on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok if you'd like. My name on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!